Developing now, a severe November storm begins to take hold in western Washington.
I love it. I love storms.
Waves crashing ashore as a rare bomb cyclone moves close to the Washington coast. From blizzard conditions in the mountain passes.
When it comes by, I probably won't be here, of course.
To entire communities preparing for powerful winds.
Oh, yeah. I'm not too worried about it, but I pretty much took care of my trees.
Tonight, thousands are already without power as the worst of the storm is yet to come. KOMO News at 5 starts now.
Developing now, possibly the most powerful windstorm in years is rolling into western Washington. The wind is making travel treacherous, especially in the mountain passes. Right now, a bomb cyclone is quickly strengthening off the coast.
The high winds could potentially top 70 miles an hour. That's nearly as powerful as a Category 1 hurricane. From the coast to the mountains, we have a team of reporters fanned out across western Washington tonight. We begin with KOMO's Ryan Sims live at Snoqualmie Pass, where there is a rare blizzard warning with whiteout conditions expected. Ryan?
It's going to be quite the night here on the pass. First things first, I just checked with WashDOT about travel times. So far, so good, but that's going to change going forward. The current travel time between North Bend and Ellensburg is currently 74 minutes. On average, it's usually 72 minutes. So we're only seeing about 2 more minutes for people going from North Bend again to Ellensburg. But as the night progresses, that's obviously going to change. Let me show you the current conditions here at Snoqualmie Pass. You can still see kind of a lot of snow flurries coming down, nothing dramatic yet. If we go to I-90 over there, again, traffic is traveling at a decent pace. Having said this, though, so far the story here on the pass isn't so much the whiteout conditions that are expected this evening, but the wind. It was really a rip-roaring time coming up here on the pass. If we go to these trees, you can't really tell how windy it is because there's a lot of snow matting down all the vegetation here, but I got to tell you that it really was a situation where it was both hands on the steering wheel, obviously, because, again, the winds are really, really picking up, and that seems like it's going to be the story the next few hours, along with the incoming snow. I also just checked with WashDOT about what we can expect these next few hours. They are still saying that conditions going into tonight will be, in their words, very challenging. Not only will the roads be slick with all that possible snow coming down, but add in the winds, and WashDOT workers say that this is going to be the biggest weather event they have seen since last winter. As a result, they are recommending that people not even try to travel over the pass tonight. Here at the summit, we spoke to folks who are making a mad dash to head over the pass before things get extra icy and extra dicey. This is what they told us.
Obviously, I take it into consideration for sure. Obviously, if it's really serious, you know, when it comes by, I probably won't be here, of course.
Just kind of slow and ease into it, and then next thing you know, you're used to it already. And then you see us on the way up here, we were slipping a little, so got to get used to it again.
Now, talking about those worsening conditions, 2 of the hotels here on the summit tell me, I just called them, that they expect to be possibly full by midnight tonight. Obviously a sign that if things close at the pass, people have to go somewhere, so they're going to be heading to those hotels, so keep that in mind. Again, things are expected to worsen the next few hours with this, the biggest possible snow and weather event that the pass has seen in more than a year. Coming to you live from the pass tonight, Ryan Sims, KOMO News.
All right, Ryan, stay safe out there tonight. Taking a live look at Stevens Pass now, where we could also see blizzard conditions tonight. Looks like the wind is blowing there right now. Stevens expects several inches of snow along with 50-mile-an-hour winds, making travel treacherous. Right now, traction tires are advised and the pass remains open to drivers.
Meantime, North Bend could be in the crosshairs of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Eastside Fire and Rescue has called in additional staffing, including fire engineers. They want to remind people to secure items like Christmas decorations and outdoor furniture. Keep electronics charged, have flashlights and batteries ready in case the power goes out, and avoid driving if you can.
Let's get straight to Chief Meteorologist Shannon O'Donnell now, who's been monitoring this bomb cyclone for days.
Yes, very well forecast and coming in right on schedule, Molly. The big problem by far is going to be the widespread gusty winds and the damage that follows suit. You can see that as the top item of concern. Right behind that, the mountain snow. It will be blowing snow. It's also just dumping rain along with the winds picking up near the Washington coastline, where waves are pounding the beaches to the tune of 20 feet or higher. Look at this impressive area of low pressure. Yesterday, it was nearly nothing on the satellite picture, a testament to the fact that it is indeed a so-called bomb cyclone, rapidly deepening over the course of the last 24 hours. So that acts like a giant vacuum in the sky. And we have this unique wind scenario here called Cascadia winds that funnel toward that low, and they twist and turn through the gaps in our terrain and spill out into the valleys below. As such, look at the numbers forecast here for the next several hours for Seattle. 15 miles per hour, you barely get the leaves to flutter at that rate, but howling in the foothill communities like Sultan, Enumclaw, and North Bend to the tune of 60 to even 65 miles per hour or more. As such, that through the Cascade foothill communities, the East Puget Sound lowlands is where we have that high wind warning through the course of the overnight. Along with that, the coastline, you have nothing protecting you, so gusting 60 to 70 there near the coastal headlands. What's in the way for the I-5 corridor? It's the Olympics, of course. They are blocking those winds. That's why it's so much lighter over the Kitsap Peninsula or closer to the shoreline in Seattle. Want to note we have a very unusual hurricane force wind warning for the offshore waters because of this storm. And again, around Puget Sound, lighter winds because the Olympics are protecting us to some degree, but still gusting tonight 30 to 50 miles per hour. Unfortunately, now that this storm is coming through, it is making tracks for the next one on deck that shows up later in the week. We'll talk about that coming up in my next forecast.
And let's focus on the wind that is hitting western Washington, because we are starting to see a lot of damage from the storm, including a lot of trees that have fallen over. Eastside Fire and Rescue posting this photo. Thankfully, no injuries after a tree fell on the roof of a home. And in Kent, we are seeing this photo there above a tree hanging above Covington Sawyer Road. This is just east of Grass Lake Elementary. And in North Bend, we just saw this photo, a couple trees down near Mount Si Road and 480th Street. Snohomish Regional Fire just posting a new photo here. Let's see if we can pull that up for you in Lake Stevens. A tree is on a power line in the 9200 block of 4th Street. Crews are reporting there's some power outages in that area. They're reminding drivers do not drive under downed lines or fallen trees.
Covering Snohomish County, the preps for tonight's storm started early. Neighbors are helping neighbors alongside city, county, and utility crews, spending hours getting ready for the high winds and what may come with them. KOMO's Denise Whitaker is live in Monroe tonight to show us what's happening there now. Denise.
Right, this is definitely an area of Snohomish County that one way or the other, whichever way you drive, you can encounter some very different conditions. There's a small neighborhood in Monroe right now that's out of power. Snohomish County PUD, however, north of here, reporting close to 2,000 people out. And of course, we're along Highway 2, and we've got the signboard back here from DOT telling us that traction tires are advised if you're headed up Stevens Pass, and oversized vehicles are prohibited. So depending on 10 miles, which way you drive, one way or the other, you can really encounter some very different conditions. Definitely lower than Stevens Pass. People here in Monroe got to work early to make sure they're ready for whatever may come their way. Kathy Voss got plenty of help with making sure this tree does not have any limbs that can come down on her power lines or her house. Her nephew and a neighbor helped her take care of all of this before the storm hit.
We're ready. Bring it on. And if not, I got the best neighbors ever to take care of me.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it, but yeah, I pretty much took care of my tree, so I'm really not too excited about it, but we're ready in case we do have an outage.
Snohomish County PUD also out there right now. They were gassing up their trucks this afternoon. They're now trying to restore power to close to 2,000. The city of Monroe also preemptively closed several city parks in case any of those towering trees in those parks would come down. I saw a short line of people getting their propane tanks filled this afternoon here in Monroe, and just about everyone I talked with today told me they are ready. They were listing off all the things that they already have: their flashlights, candles, headlamps, batteries, food, water, and some sort of a source of heat, if nothing else, then blankets and extra clothing. So people here tell me they are ready. Hopefully they will be prepared if they end up in the dark. Live in Monroe, Denise Whitaker, KOMO News.
All right, thanks, Denise. Taking a live look at West Seattle. You can see the water taxi taking off there in the distance there. The wind also picking up a little bit. You can see the bushes kind of blowing in the wind there. Seattle is under a wind advisory tonight for the risk of 50-mile-per-hour winds, which could cause some power outages. It'll come with rain redeveloping this evening and overnight. Emergency officials are urging people to drive carefully wherever you have to go. All right, let's head out to the coast now, where the storm has been slamming waves onto the shoreline. KOMO's Paul Rivera live at North Jetty in North Ocean Shores with a look at the current conditions. Paul, what have you been seeing out there? Looks very windy where you're standing.
Well, let me tell you, such a powerful storm. It's too dark to see the ocean behind me right now. Look at these plants here just laid down. But let me tell you, these conditions, they did not stop people from coming out to take a look. We traveled along the coast of Ocean Shores to see what the storm was doing. The powerful wind gusts throwing the Pacific Ocean into the shoreline.
The waves here are kind of a lot bigger, as you can see out there. They're bigger than normal.
This is new, and this is exciting. I just love raw nature.
It's really windy. They'll knock you over a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
Down at the jetty, Vince, who lives nearby, was working to keep his balance. He wasn't getting any closer.
You look at these logs down here and you see how easily just a foot of water will move these logs that probably weigh a ton, you know, some of them. I mean, I get concerned with people that get too close to the water because these waves can come out of nowhere.
As conditions deteriorated and the cold rain fell even harder, it was just a brief look at the waves before everybody went back to hunker down and finish off any final preps.
I'm just gonna go to the store real fast, get a little bit more water, some non-perishable foods, and that way if the power goes out, I'm good.
No, I'm not concerned. I mean, if the wind gets up around 70 miles an hour, I'll be concerned for the roof, you know, the tiles, but I generally tie everything down.
So I'm standing sideways like this because the wind is gusting this way. I'm trying not to get any of that rain that's just flying sideways into my eyes here. Everybody has gone inside, so that is the good news. They're just hunkering down here as this storm rolls through. Reporting in Ocean Shores, Paul Rivera, KOMO News.
Okay, thanks, Paul. Area utilities are already reporting power outages tonight. Puget Sound Energy says it has more than 15,000 customers without power, mostly in eastern King County. Snohomish Public Utilities is reporting more than 6,500 customers in the dark, and Seattle City Light has more than 200 customers without power.
The Washington State Department of Transportation shared one of its map doodles today, urging people to stay off the roads. Their map shows pretty much every region going to be dealing with either big wind or big snow, and in some places like the mountain passes, a combination of both. We're just getting started tonight as we track the wind, the rain, and the snow. And just a reminder, you can get more coverage from the KOMO News team by following us on X. This is just a small sampling of posts from our team today. In between their reports, our crews will post the latest updates and late-breaking developments as they happen.